the main objectives of the International Association of Registered Certified Tomatis Consultants is to support research projects involving the Tomatis method in many different fields. The RCDC is open to receive proposals for research regarding the method from the scientific community and from our associates, and aims to provide access to consulting and resources for the research project success. This particular study that has taken place in a school in Bogota in Colombia was completely sponsored by the RCTC. Tomatis Development provided them with technical equipment, and the project was presented to the research committee by one of our members, Silvia Lozano, a speech therapist and a Tomatis consultant settled in Bogota in Colombia. In May 2005, during the Tomatis conference in Segovia in Spain, Silvia turned in her research proposal with a financial plan for the project. The research started in Bogota during the school year of 2006 at the educational foundation Ana Restrepo del Corral, with the methodological support of the Universidad Nacional de Colombia in Bogota.
The achievement of reading and writing in the learning process is critical in all of school life. Statistics show that between 5 and 33% of children present difficulties in their reading and writing skills. These difficulties carry many problems in a personal, family, and social manner, making matters worse when their economic status is considerably low, especially when living in poverty conditions. There is a great need to find methods of stimulation to encourage prevention that can be adapted to the school's needs that would help detect children with difficulties in this area. The Tomatis method has shown for more than 50 years around the world its effectiveness in treating children with learning problems in both reading and writing. This method has been applied at different Tomatis centers, in their majority on a private level. Nonetheless, being convinced of the method's effectiveness, the Polish Ministry of Education introduced the Tomatis method in 2005 in more than 200 public schools, counting with the co-financing of the European Economic Community.
This project appeared with two main purposes: to study the effectiveness of the Tomatis method to help prevent difficulties in the learning process of reading and writing, being that it hasn't yet been documented its effectiveness in prevention, and on the other hand, to cover a very wide and vulnerable population, being that in Colombia there's no access to the method because of economic reasons. This project began with the intention of finding the answer to our fundamental question in our investigation. Do children between the ages of 5 and 6 exposed to the Tomatis method show a differential effect in their communicative, linguistic, cognitive, and emotional skills compared to the musical stimulation in a typical classroom scenario?
The investigation was held at the Fundación Ana Restrepo del Corral in Bogotá, with 78 children between the ages of 5 and 6 in transition and first grades. These children were randomly arranged in 3 groups with 26 children in each. The first group of 26 children received a stimulus of the Tomatis method. The second group of 26 children listened to music using headphones without the modification of the electronic ear. And the third group of 26 children didn't receive any auditory stimulation. The 52 children were gathered in one classroom using headphones while receiving musical stimulation during 1 hour and a half simultaneously. During the same time, the other 26 children of the control group were located in the library. All of the 76 students carried out the same craft activities planned for the program. The 60 hours of stimulus were divided in 3 phases of 20 hours each, with a break period of 4 to 5 weeks between phases. The children were supervised by 7 monitors that accompanied them during all of the activities. It was very important for this process to have the involvement of the group of professionals in cognition and language skills in childhood of the Universidad Nacional de Colombia.
Our participation consisted on giving advice to the ARCT in the project's design to choose adequate tests that can be easily adapted to our population, applying the tests, choosing and training examiners among the graduates of the Human Communication Department. During this process, we counted with 4 speech therapists who were the ones who gave out the tests, which evaluated the following areas.
Comprehension and expression skills were tested in the verbal communication area by the use of a preschool language scale adapted to our population, PLS-3. The quality of oral skills was evaluated by a protocol made by our investigators based on protocols already established, but adapted to our population. The phonologic process was evaluated by a protocol made by the department, which includes memory, conscience, and a phonological denomination. In the cognitive area, the ability of space management was evaluated by hands-on WIPSI tests. Animal farms, mazes, geometrical drawings, and cubes. The test evaluated the social, emotional, motor, cognitive, and adaptation ability as evaluated by the Battelle-Sieve test. A follow-up of hearing skills was performed on each child using hearing test by a Tomatis audiologist and a registered consultant.
Four tests were given during the school year, one immediately before starting stimulation, a second one after finishing the first 18 hours of stimulation, a third one ending 60 hours, and a fourth one 2 months after finishing stimulation. The first, third, and fourth included all the protocol of the tests. The second one only tested for phonological process, hands-on WIPSI tests, and hearing tests.
The research showed the following results. The information given by the first measurement shows that the 3 groups counted at the beginning of the research with an equivalent development in the measured aspects, confirming the correct way in which the groups were sorted out. Other aspects, like the assignment of boys and girls and the educational level of their parents, was not kept in mind while making up the groups.
The Tomatis project has given the children many things. It improved their listening abilities. We have noticed that the following of commands and instructions is better, much more effective. The levels of attention has improved noticeably, and the teachers have given significant tools for the management of the children during class.
In overall, at the end of the intervention, the Tomatis group had significant results in the communicative and emotional level because of their capacity to communicate their needs and likes. The linguistic level outstands because of their phonologic processes, auditory memory, the construction of spontaneous expressions, and in the availability of words. At a cognitive level, the Tomatis group had better times accomplishing cognitive tasks. At the beginning, the Tomatis program created few alternatives in the development of our activities, but as the project moved on, we saw advances in relation to the development of activities. We saw that the children had better socialization skills and improved the presentation of their work. They also improved in vocabulary. On the other hand, the musical group, or Group 2, only obtained higher scores at the end of intervention, in the linguistic area in pronunciation, and in the emotional area with an easier adaptation to a school environment. Nevertheless, a weakening of some responses that had scored high confirms findings of other investigations regarding the short-term effects of musical stimulation.
The Tomatis program has given very positive results in the children, since it has taught them to socialize better with their classmates and adults, to have better self-control, and to better manage their fears. They enrich their vocabulary. Their way of expressing themselves is better. They improve their reading, writing, and their usage of the line.
The control group, or Group 3, which didn't receive auditory stimulation, obtained slightly higher scores than the other two groups in the linguistic area, in comprehension and expression, and the knowledge of letters, maybe due to the fact that there were more girls than boys in the group and there was a higher educational level in the parents.
We had a great time in Tomatis. I really liked working with yarn. The classical music. Without music, I can't concentrate. My favorite part was making the puppets. It was really fun.